In 2006, the American Horse Slaughter Act made it illegal to slaughter horses in the U.S. for human consumption of any kind. Since then, many in animal agriculture contend that it has led to more inhumane conditions than before the ban was instituted. Joining us now with this week's Bottom Line is Neil Melancon. And Neil, if these horses can no longer be slaughtered, what's happening to them?
Well, Mike, that's what many folks are wondering, especially when horses are getting dumped on their property and they can't do anything about it, really. Amelia Levin Kent, a producer in Tangipahoa Parish, says that's what happened to her because of the slaughter ban. The costs of keeping it or even humanely disposing it are more than the horse is worth.
I had a horse just show up on the south side of our property, and she came up about 2 miles from the public road from the south, and I've had her for over a year. And I've dealt with the Louisiana Brand Board and our local brand inspectors in terms of a solution to deal with this horse, but regardless, I've become responsible for a horse that somebody has just let go of.
The bottom line here is that without a market to sell horses, they become worthless when they're no longer useful. As Amelia said, they're not pets on the farm, they're work animals. And while no one wants to see them inhumanely slaughtered, they also don't want to see them starving to death or bankrupting the family farm. The problem with the horse slaughter ban proposed by our own Senator Mary Landrieu, by the way, is that it's a heavy-handed approach for a singular problem, that of specific cases of animal cruelty in abattoirs. Rather than target the problem, regulations have been passed to quash the market completely, which means people who can no longer afford to keep horses are often dumping them off on the side of the road or on other people's property, like Amelia's, where they're subject to be hit by cars, face starvation, or disease. These regulations are all part of an ongoing effort by animal rights groups to pass anti-cruelty laws, regardless of whether or not they have the intended effect. On our website, you can find out more about the issue and hear more from Amelia and her experiences. Mike?
Well, Neil, you said that animal rights groups are trying to pass legislation. What are farm groups trying to do to solve the problem?
Well, recently, a group of farmers met with Senator Landrieu and proposed that there even be just one national horse slaughter facility that could be tightly controlled, which would then be able to supply markets in Europe and Asia with horse meat, thereby allowing horses to be humanely disposed of. Senator Landrieu said she would consider the proposal.
Very interesting story. I'm sure we're going to be hearing more about this. Neil Melancon, thanks. And remember, you can listen to any of Neil's reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Radio Network. There you'll find a list of stations on our website where you can tune in, click on over, and look for the LFB Radio Network link on the home page.